Hello guys, there is some more formulas remaining. Then after we will complete that topic of formulas and proof. So the next one is sine A cos of B equal sine A plus B and plus sine A minus B. So we need to prove that one. So again we have to take one side, even left hand side or right hand side. We will decide which one is the bigger side, and then we will take that one and then prove it that to the other side. So now we are taking right hand side there, right hand side, which is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. And you know that what is the formula of sine A plus B? When this comes a plus, so then we sine angle first, cos of angle second, positive sign plus cos of angle first, sine of angle second, right? Again in here, that one plus sine of angle first, cos of angle second, minus sine cos of angle first, sine of angle second. So now you can cancel from here. Which value you can cancel? Positive and negative. These two values cancel, plus minus, and then sine A cos B plus sine A cos B. That becomes 2 of sine A cos of B equal to left hand side. This is a proof. So either you can remember that one, or you can prove like that. From right hand side or left hand side, you can select any one of them and then you can prove it. And there is another similar proof of that I will write down in here. That's saying 2 cos of A and sine of B equal sine A plus B minus sine A minus B. There is another formula, and then 2 cos of A cos of B. Then we are using cos of A plus B plus cos A minus B. When 2 cos comes, then we are using cos formulas. When 2 sine and cos come, then sine. Cos and sine come, then sine negative. When the 2 cos comes, then positive. When the 2 sines comes, then cos will be negative. Just like 2 of sine of A, sine of B. Then 2 cos negative. So these are the 4 of them. I will solve one of them because that's the first, second, third and fourth. Any one of them you can select. If you selected that one, then what does it mean? Cos. if you're taking right hand side, so right hand side, what this shows it, cos A plus B. What does it mean? Cos of A, cos of B plus sine of A and sine of B, right? When you're applying the cos formula, what they're saying, cos of A, cos of B, and minus sine of A, sine of B. And when you're using the second one, minus, when they comes with cos A minus B, then which formula will you use it? When positive comes, then we use positive. When the negative comes, then we use a negative. Right? So then we have to use it negative. So cos of A, cos of B, yeah, and a minus still outside. If the minus comes up, then which formula we will use? Yeah, 1 minute. Minus and plus, that is the formula. If the minus comes, then plus. If the minus comes and the plus comes, so that becomes plus sine of A, sine of B. If you change like that formula, now you can cancel from here. I can write down the other way as well. So that will cancel, and that becomes 2 of sine A, sine of B. And if this is changing, if this comes up positive and then comes up negative, then what to do? So I can write down, then the answer will be minus 2 of sine of A, sine of B. If this is positive, cos of A plus B minus cos of A minus B, then you will get that answer. So this is another formula. I can write down, this is the fifth one. Same as it is, if this one is negative and that one is positive, then minus sign will be out. If, yeah, that's right. So in negative, we can collect another term. I can write on here. So that becomes minus 2 of cos of A, sine of B, when in here this comes first, A minus B minus, and this come after, sine A plus B, like that. So there is another 4 formulas. Then after that our formulas gonna be completed, and then we will move to the exam based questions. Saying sine A plus B sine A plus sine of B is equal to 2 times sine, both angle added, and it's half. 2 sine, both angles added, and it's half. The second word, cos, both angles subtract, and it's half. Now we need to prove that one. How we can prove it? So again, you can select any one of them, even left hand side or even right hand side. We can select any one of them. If we selecting that side, then what we can do? Or if we selecting right hand side, then what we can do? We can select right hand side. Here, if we select right hand side, so can we write down that value in the form of sine a plus b over 2? What does it mean? A over 2 plus b over 2, just separate it. And then cos of, what does it mean? A over 2 minus b over 2. That's also, we separated these values. Now we can apply a plus b formula. If the both signs in adding, when they comes in adding, so which formula we use it? We use first angle sine of a cos of second angle plus cos of first angle and sine of second angle. Yes. Then again, this is cos, we can write on here. Cos A and B. Cos of first angle, cos of second angle plus sine of first angle, sine of second angle. Now we can multiply that values. When we multiply, obviously the values will be gonna be bigger. When we multiply it, that becomes 2 of this value. Will multiply that. What we will get? Sine as it is, because of first, like first with the first, if you write on a plus b and a minus, I will write down different numbers, c plus d. First multiply with first, first multiply second, second multiply first, second multiply by second, right? Then we have to apply that. That becomes sine a over 2 cos a over 2 also cos b, we can write down cos b over 2 squared. In here, this multiply with the second, then that become sine a over 2 cos b over 2. So sine a over 2, that becomes sine a square over 2, and the cos b and sine b also separated. Cos b over 2 sine b over 2. Now this term we multiply. Cos a, sine b, cos b. So that becomes plus cos a over 2 squared, right? And that become sine b over 2 cos b over 2. So that may multiply with the second one. That becomes cos a as it is, sine a as it is, sine b square we have, plus we can say that sine square b over 2 sine a over 2 cos a over 2. Now we can collect, as you know that sine square a plus cos square a, what does it mean? Equal to 1. And we can use that function in here. And where we can use this function? I can write down sine A over 2 cos A over 2. That's common in which one? Sine A cos B square. You can select sine A cos A sine B square. We can select that with that. So write down here sine A over 2 cos A over 2, and that become inside cos square B over 2 plus sine square B over 2. That's one thing common, we take common out, and we put bracket is already here, so I can fix it without. To multiply. So again plus sign, and now you can see which term, this term, this and this, sine square plus cos square, sine B over 2 cos B over 2 outside, same thing. When they come outside, so inside becomes sine right. Now that becomes 1 and that become 1 also. So what's the remaining value comes up? The remaining things comes, we can write down here, because 2 is multiplying, so 2 can multiply that value and 2 can multiply also the second one. So 2 of sine A over 2 cos A over 2 plus 2 times sine B over 2 cos B over 2. So that things we can write down these ones. You can say that this thing, this one is can be written in the form of what we can write on that thing, sine A over 2 plus sine A over 2 plus that thing can be written in the form of, that's B, sine B over 2 plus sine B over 2, and then half becomes sine of A plus sine of B equal to left hand side. This is the proof. If they comes in a positive, then we can write down these values. There's a link to that one. There are 3 more formulas I can write down, and then you can practice at home. There's another formula, sine A minus B. That becomes 2 of A plus B and a sine of A minus B. And the third one is in a cos. if you get cos of A plus cos of B, that equal to 2 cos. When 2 cos comes, sine only can comes with sine and cos. When the 2 cos positive, then we can write down the value both causes, or when this cos is negative, then both value gonna be negative. Cos A plus B, and that becomes cos of A plus B over 2 cos of A minus B over 2. And the last one, if the causes are negative, cos A minus cos of B, then that becomes both sine will come, sine of, when the both are negative, when the both are negative, then that becomes negative sine. In one thing is positive, in one thing is negative. Sine A plus B over 2 and sine A minus B over 2. These are all formula we have completed. So our next topic will be the exam based questions. So I hope you like that video, and please write down in a comment if you need help. These questions you can solve by your own self. That's why that for your homework. Thank you.